I think a lot of things give me hope for the future. I think, hey, watching my son grow up and watching my son play and learn and engage in a way that I didn't have to is amazing. In terms of victim support, hope for the future, I think I saw a student club that was created to address this, so we're seeing youth address it proactively, and that's amazing because this was something that happened to me 30, 40 years ago. So it's a lot more open. There's a lot more networks of support out there. We're seeing this. The opportunity, there's a lot more support services for victims now. But a lot of times hope is just an act of resistance, On the hard days, it's like, choosing something 8 hours out and saying, okay, I'm going to be there, I'm going to do that. So I think you have to wake up every day and look for something to be hopeful for, or like find 3 things, or make it a game and gamify it. But I think some days there's not big hope like on the horizon, and it's just really small and short and present in the day. I don't know if that makes a whole lot of sense, but it's about just choosing small goals to be hopeful for. And it becomes a practice, right? I think it's something that you have to consciously and continually do. But there's a lot of great things happening out there, and there's a lot of good in the world. So I think that's hopeful. I'm sorry that this happened to you. It's not your fault. There can be some pretty dark days, so reach out for help. You matter. Keep going. Sometimes it can feel a little hopeless, but if you just keep pushing through and keep going, there's always something that breaks, right? It can't rain all the time. It's, get help. Get help. Go to counseling. Go to counseling. But find groups and find people, and I don't know. This has been a long time coming for me. I watched some of the other people who are just beginning the journey, and you feel so torn. But in the beginning, it's it's very rageful, and I think you have to feel that anger, but you can't feed it, and it takes a long time to realize that you can't feed it. That being angry might give you a sense of control for a moment, but it doesn't hurt anybody other than you. Like, you can't send that anger elsewhere. If you do, it becomes problematic. I think the mission becomes learning to love yourself, because it can feel very alienating. But I've been at this for a while, so not every day is about this. I'm not defined by something that happened to me. I can choose to be defined by my response to it. And I think that the only reason I would come in here today is that if there was something I could say that might make it easier or better for somebody else if they see this, then you can get through it. It's not something that has to hold you down or be what you're about. Although I do think it can be a long process. It was very painful, not just mentally, but physically. I would beware of substance abuse. I think, sometimes when it feels overwhelming, it's easy to numb out, and that's not necessarily the best way to handle it. The best revenge is a life well lived. Choose your life. Don't. Nobody lives rent-free in my head. The thing is, do things that are meaningful for you. Find those things that you like to do. I know that might seem simple, but it can be really difficult. Doesn't last forever. Yeah.